Hey everybody, we're back again here with Brenda and Brielle from
Yes.
the AMP. We're very excited about it. Brenda, you are the kind of founder with your mom of the AMP?
100%. My mom started this in 1986.
Yep.
And a French woman from Madawaska.
Okay.
And she loved everything that pageantry brought and the opportunities it brought women. So I used to help her. But in my career took me to Montreal, which it was too far to help her anymore. So, yeah, so when we came back, I circled back to Maine like most Mainers do, come back home.
Yeah.
She lived with us for a while.
Okay.
And I knew that her greatest dream would be for us to start this up again. So here we are.
Yeah. And Brielle is a delegate for the AMP.
Right.
That's the American Miss Pageant for those out there who may not know all about it. And so we'll talk a little bit more about the pageant, but right away we should tell the viewers out there, when is the pageant coming up that we're promoting today?
Well, we're very excited. The National Pageant's
Yes.
August 15,
August 15.
16, and 17.
Okay.
Right here in Portland at the Doubletree Hotel.
Yes.
This is our 5th anniversary since the relaunch. And we're going to have something special lined up for our delegates, like Brielle, who's a returning delegate, by the way.
Interesting.
And all our delegates. So it's going to be a great year.
Great, great. So a 3-day extravaganza, more or less,
We
right?
do.
Yeah, okay.
It's really important. You know, it's so much, very few people really understand what goes behind a pageant.
Right.
Like contestants like Brielle, normally you're not going to see 13 to 16-year-old girls going out in the community, young women, I should say, learn etiquette.
Yes.
Learn about giving back. Learn that, yes, the crown is beautiful, but it's what you bring to the crown that really adds the shine and the sparkle.
Interesting. Okay.
So the American Miss Pageant is an organization that focuses on everything positive to give these young women the skills they need to make it in this world.
So we'll talk a little bit about the history too, because I'm very interested in that. But what goes into Brielle, like the preparations or the things that you're going to be doing, because as you can see outside, it's the winter now. This will be coming up in the summer. What are some of the things that you do in between to get yourself motivated or prepared?
What makes me like motivated and prepared? Like I practice with my mom, and we'll like go over some things, try to go over like interview questions, and just see how it goes.
And do you like being out, because you've done this before? Yeah.
This is actually Brielle's second time.
Second time
ever. Her first pageant ever was last year.
Okay.
And she ended up walking away with an award, which was a big step for you, right, Brielle?
It was.
Yeah. And you're in 8th grade now. Yeah. So you started out 7th grade. Do you find that this will be something that you have a lifelong passion for, or?
I think so.
Yeah.
I really like them.
Yeah.
They help me like get out of my comfort zone, and they make me like step up. It's really nice.
Yeah, I think for people of all ages, but especially when you're younger, you know, we tend to procrastinate about things. This gives you a goal that you're setting, and it's just something to get excited about, but to work towards as well. Yeah, and so how did you find your way to this pageant?
So my sister was a reigning delegate.
Okay.
Well, she won, I think, 2 years ago.
2 years, yeah.
And then she told me that you should really do this. Like, it gets you out of your comfort zone. You help people in need. And Miss Brenda is awesome and so very supportive. And that was a little skeptical at first because, like, I was a little shy. And then my mom's like, you need to do this. I'm signing you up. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a little extra push, but then, you know, you've gotten to really think it's great and it's a good time. Yeah.
And we do a lot of fun activities too.
Yeah, yeah.
And the delegates really support one another backstage. And that's not typical. A lot of times people think that it's very catty and very competitive. Absolutely, it's a competition.
Right.
And we always teach everybody, don't leave a point on the stage. But go there prepared and have fun and be the best you could be for that minute that you're competing in any competition.
Yeah.
And we do a lot of things where, you know, preparation for the pageant is a lot of fun. We also support Shriners Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
So once a delegate signs up, we say, hey, start to save your can tabs. Have you started yet?
Yes.
All right.
Excellent.
But we save can tabs because those can tabs, we donate those to Shriners, and it helps to pay the travel costs for families of patients that have to go to Shriners. So we're already making and teaching everyone that comes in, and even adults. They're like, oh, we never thought of doing that. But it makes such a big impact. So the message there is for us, it's one little tab can make a difference in someone's life. And we chose Shriners because my granddaughter, Maddie, there, who is a former pageant girl herself, she is a patient ambassador for Shriners.
Oh, okay.
And when she went through treatment at Shriners, I was so impressed with how they treated everyone, not only the patients, but themselves, all of their colleagues, how they work together in such a caring environment. And where our foundation is intelligence, ambition, and kindness, I was like, there's no doubt we're raising money for Shriners.
Right. It's a great cause. I mean, it's definitely one of the bigger ones that really makes a lot of sense, and they really put their money where their mouth is on things.
100%.
So getting back to, so the pageant will be in August.
Yes.
3 days. What are the things that go on at the pageant itself?
Well, the first night's fun, right,
It
Brielle?
is.
The first night, Brielle's already started this. She's probably adding to your jeans, but we do an All About Me jeans party. So
Okay.
we have a gala event. Everybody registers, and the registration is fun as well because a lot of times we don't get to meet the contestants in person until they come, right? So we have women who flew in from Washington State. We have people coming from DC or Texas. And so we never get to meet them.
Yeah.
So we get to meet them for the very first time.
Okay.
Every delegate is embraced by all of our reigning queens. Their fellow delegates have already started texting each other, so they kind of have these little groups that they make even before they get there, making it even more exciting.
Yeah.
They get these very cool swag bags that's full of gifts for them. And then that night we have a big gala dinner, and they wear these jeans that they decorate, and trust me, they're all out.
Yeah.
But they put all things about them. So if they're cheerleaders, they'll have maybe a sequins cheerleader on it or pom-poms or whatnot. And it's all about me. And then we provide a shirt for them. And last year the shirt was a she shirt. She is empowered. She is great. She is focused. She is me. So it just reinstills that whole
Yes.
message of women empowerment and believe in your voice from within.
Okay. Okay. And that's the first night.
First night.
Now it might be on to the second night and third too.
Well, second is a full day.
Full day.
Second day is we get up. We have right away is rehearsal time. So everybody comes in. We do rehearsals. They meet their choreographer. It's a big production, and then we break for lunch. Afternoon is interviews. So they have a chance to go get ready for an interview, and they have a 3 to 5 minute interview depending on their age division with a panel of judges. Our panel of judges is always 3 women, and they'll go stand in front of the panel of judges. They're timed, and at the end of that, then we get together and we have a pizza party that night. The junior division will have an event, and the senior division will have their own event. And then Sunday morning, we get up bright and early and we have an awards breakfast.
Breakfast.
And the awards breakfast honors women for their volunteer work. It honors every delegate for being there, so they all receive a medallion for participating and being part of this program. But the Presidential Volunteer Service Awards are given out at that breakfast. And last year, with the delegates who received an award, they had clocked in over 5,000 hours of volunteer service around the country.
Yeah.
So it's pretty impressive. We had quite a few get gold medals for that.
And so it goes a lot against what people think of when they see the idea of pageants, where they think it's all about the competition and it's gets a bad rap sometimes. But I think that's with every competition, there can only be one winner. So there's always going to be a little bit of a competitive vibe because you want to be friends, but you also want to win too, and that's part of life as it goes. But so tell the audience a little bit about, because your mother started, what was the history again of the whole pageant?
So my mom was adopted as a child. And she was a very proud, beautiful, graceful, very smart woman who, when she met my dad knew within the day he met her that he was going to marry her right away. And so they got married. They had 6 children, 4 girls, 2 boys, and she always embraced her family. Her youngest child is quite a bit younger than I am. Her name is Sharon Pelletier. She's a former Miss Maine. But her whole pageantry career started because my mother saw a little article in the paper about the Miss Maine National Preteen Program. And she asked Sharon, which was about your age, Brielle, and she said, would you like to compete in this? And Sharon said, absolutely, because we were huge fans of the Miss America program. The Miss America Scholarship Program is actually, we just joined forces with them to support each other's pageant systems here in Maine. Anyway, getting back to my mom, she's the one who signed Sharon up. And so Sharon's very first pageant, she goes, we had no clue what we were doing. But she went there and had so much fun, and she was shining and ended up walking away with the state title. Now, back in the day, pageants were huge. I'm from the county, and every community had a pageant. And then we had the potato blossom pageant. And then they'd come down to Miss Maine, and Miss Maine America had 50 women on stage competing. Those days are gone, but we want to bring that back.
Bring it back.
Bring it back.
Okay.
And so every time whenever we have the pageant, we always started with, recognizing the founder, because she had a vision and she helped countless of women from throughout Maine. She used to hold this in Bangor. And I meet women still today who said, I was in your mom's pageant. You remember me?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, yes. And every one of them tells me the same thing. When I went for my job interview or a college interview, I nailed it. Or my daughter, for example, when she walked into an interview one time, she called me afterwards. She says, thank God I was in pageants. I thought I was interviewing with one person, and I walked in and there were 5. And she's like, got it. So I think, I'd like to bring it back and let people see really behind the scenes of what really happens at a pageant. Don't listen to the media stuff sometimes.
Right.
Some of the bad stuff just gets in the news, but it's so much more than that. We're taking our time to build it right, and to make it affordable for anyone to participate. That's huge.
Well, that's the proof is in the pudding of if, the clients more or less, which is the people in the pageant, if you're happy about it, that's the big thing that's really good about it, because, if everybody who's involved in it is dissatisfied because of whatever reasons, then it's probably not a success. So that's part of the success is you're back again for at least the second year, and probably more and more on. So I want to thank you so much, Brielle. Brenda, I think you'll stick around with us because we're going to talk to a few other folks. But before we jump off for a quick break here, can you tell folks, and now is it too late for people to enter into this year's, or?
No, not at all. You've got till
okay.
the end of July.
Okay.
Go to ampmiss.com.
ampmiss.com. Yeah.
And just go to the website. It's very informative. And we also bring in a Hollywood actor to be our host for the event. And he brings a lot of fun to the pageant, doesn't he?
He does.
Very cool.
He's not only looks like a great Hollywood actor, but he's really nice, kind, and he's a pleasure to have around. Jonathan Stoddard.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Very cool. All right. I like that. So we'll be right back. We're going to talk to a couple of the other folks involved. You're going to stay with us?
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. We'll be right back, guys.
Hey, loser.
Leave me alone.
When a child shares hurtful comments online, that's bullying. Visit erasebullying.ca to learn how to help your child stand up to cyberbullying.
Hey, everybody. We're back here with Brenda again, as well as Jennifer Fortin. Yes. So, Jennifer, you are another delegate, or there's more I think we're going to learn about you and your history with the AMP.
Yeah, so I am this year's 2025 National Elegant Miss.
Okay.
So it's the division for age 50 and over. So it's very exciting.
Very cool. Very cool. So is this your first year altogether here?
This is my first year with AMP. Yes.
Okay, interesting. And so how did you find your way to the pageant?
Well, I had been following it for quite some time, and I had a few friends that had been involved in it. But honestly, it was the mission and really that kindness portion that really drew me in, and that's what pulled me here today.
Oh,
and,
interesting.
Why I joined. So.
Now, is this the first pageant that you've ever been involved in, or?
No, I've been involved with a few over my years, but this one is certainly, it was very exciting, and I'm just so happy to be part of it. And yeah.
Awesome. And a little bit about yourself. Are you from Maine, or?
I am.
Yeah.
So I live in Augusta, Maine, and I'm married to my husband of my goodness, 29 years. 29 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, together
Yeah.
we have 3 beautiful children, Michael, Carmina, and Anthony. So aging anywhere from 23 to 16. So
Excellent. Excellent. So once again, we're talking a little bit about the pageant itself. Do you have certain responsibilities that you're going to be doing this year, or how does that all work?
Well, part of my platform is really about sexual assault awareness and prevention. And so I spend a lot of time on the hotline and taking calls and doing that with the Sexual Assault Crisis and Support Center. And they're just one organization out of 5 throughout the state of Maine that do that work.
Okay.
And I'm very, very humbled and honored to be able to take those calls. And it's a hotline that's open 365 days a year, 24 hours a day.
Wow. Okay. And that's not affiliated with the pageant. That's just something that you do as well.
That's my platform.
That's your
That's
platform.
my mission.
That leads me to does everybody have is there a role that, or is it up to the delegates and the folks to pick that they're promoting or that they're about, Brenda, or?
Well, every woman that comes, or young woman that comes into the program, has their own interests and their own charities that they want to support. We celebrate that. And anything we can do as the American Miss Pageant that can help them be more successful, we absolutely will do it. We will promote Jennifer not only for that work that she does, that's really critically important to the state of Maine and to women, but all of our delegates and our queens, we want to support them. Now, while our charity of choice is Shriners, we all do something for Shriners, but it's not only focused on that. It can be whatever their interests are. And part of this beauty is allowing that crown to give women the courage to be able to go out and step out and say, I want to do this. If for no one else but for them, it means something to them. And we're happy that this crown will allow them to do that.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I wish you luck in this year. If there's is there anything more that you might win, or you're already kind of crowned on this year for what you're doing?
I've already.
She's at the top.
She's already here at the top.
I'm at the top, but I'm super thrilled to be part of it, and I've got some exciting things to look forward to this year. As she mentioned, we're part of Shriners, and I'm a cheering coach, so I get to also be involved with being a cheer coach for the Maine Lobster Bowl Classic, which is all to support the Shriners. So that is huge. It's our charity. So
yeah. This is like a lot of interesting things going on. Well, I want to thank you so much,
Thank
Jennifer.
you. Thank you so
And
much.
we're going to be right back. I think we have a few more folks as well. So stick with us. We're having a lot of fun. Thank you guys again. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back.
Trisha's having a sleepover tonight. Can I go?
I wonder about Lucy's friends. What should I say? I know you're only 10, but one of these days a friend will offer you a drink. And alcohol at your age can lead to so many things. None of them good.
So can I go to the sleepover?
Lucy, I want you to promise me
I
something.
finished my homework.
Bigger promise. If there's any drinking, I want you to say, "No thanks, not my thing."
Mom.
I promise you. Your real friends won't care. Deal?
Sure.
Really?
I promise, Mom.
They really do hear you.
Did you pack your toothbrush?
For tips on how to start the talk, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A public service message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
Hey, everybody, we're back here again with Brenda as well. But now we have Kayla. And Kayla is involved in the AMP. And what is your title this year?
I am Western Maine Miss this year.
Okay, Western Maine Miss. Very interesting. So do you live in Western Maine or are you?
So I live in Saco, which is in southern Maine. However, if you look at the state, it is southwest. So,
Southwest.
Yep.
Yeah.
I also went to school in Farmington
Yeah.
for my graduate and undergraduate degrees. So that is also in
Very
Western
good
Maine.
school, very good school. My father was a professor there at University of Maine, Farmington, but enough about me. But he was an art teacher. Great school for if you want to be in the education side of things. Are you doing anything on that side of things as a teacher or
Yes,
educating?
I am. I'm a 6th grade math teacher.
Yeah.
And then I just recently got my master's in math education. So I'm a certified interventionist as well.
Excellent, excellent. So it does seem as though there's a very through thread to a lot of the folks that are involved. Is there folks that like to give back to the community and do things that are of benefit?
100%. Intelligent, ambitious, kind. And we tell women, if that describes you, you belong on our stage. We're going to be here to offer you a sisterhood and a connection with other like-minded women who can help you achieve whatever your goals are. We were so honored last year when Kayla let us know that she had graduated with her master's degree in math, let alone. What a strong statement for young women across the state and across the country that education is everything. You never stop learning, and you can be beautiful. You can represent your state, or if Kayla wins her division, she can represent the country and other women as a woman who's gone out, has an education, is smart, wears a crown. It's not about the heels. It's about all the good work she does with that crown.
Excellent, excellent. So is this your first year involved in the pageant, or have you been
This
doing
is going to be my 3rd year with the pageant.
third year with the pageant?
Yep.
Had you had history doing pageants before? How did you find your way to the American Miss Pageant?
I recently joined the pageant community in 2022, and it was something out of my comfort level. Being in my 20s, it was something definitely different, but I'm always looking for something new to try.
Yeah.
And then I heard about AMP and that it was Maine and local. And so then I tried it and kind of fell in love with the whole premise of intelligence, ambition, and kindness, and really think that's something that everybody has to offer. And that you are always learning something new every day. So I just jumped in and here I am.
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes math has been accused of being a little bit dry
Right.
and less exciting. So it gives you a chance to exercise different parts of the brain a little bit as well. Were you always somebody that felt comfortable being on stage or that side of things? Or
Actually, yes, I have been dancing for 26 years, mostly competing in clogging.
Yeah.
So I'm going to the Northeast Clogging Convention next month, competing again. It'll be, I think, my 18th year doing that. So.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you find your way into clogging? Was that something that your family was doing before? Or?
So I dance at Steppin' Out Dance Center right in Saco, and they have a clogging program. There's sometimes from 50 to 70 people that actually clog at that studio. And instead of tap, we focus more on clogging. So that's kind of where I was in my younger years. So instead of doing hip hop, I was a clogger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there's enough people doing hip hop already, right? Clogging is something, it's a lost art, or it's still around. Now, just actually, literally for the people out there like me, what exactly is clogging again? How does that work? Is that like tap dancing almost?
It is like tap dancing, but it has a double tap. And so the second tap is a little bit looser. And it originated in the Appalachian Mountains, mostly in the South, and then worked its way up to the Northeast. And we have a fun little group of about 4 different areas that come together every year to have the competition.
And so, forgive me if I forgot. Did I ask you yet, with your title, what are some of the responsibilities that are upcoming with it?
No, I didn't.
Okay, yeah.
So I love working within my community and other communities in the surrounding area through the Main Street America program. So I mainly work with Saco Main Street, and I work with them to help boost local economy and help them with different events that we have. So we just did a Valentine cookie walk throughout Main Street where you could go to different businesses. And then in May, we have Pride in the park. And then in June, we actually have a festival of like arts on the sidewalk. There's different vendors. So I just help them volunteer and set up booths and help with giving out lunch to people or talking about other local businesses that we have to offer.
Kayla is just such a great example
Yeah.
of someone who just has a crown and actually gets out into her community and is helpful. And, you know, just a shining star for American Miss.
Yeah.
And we're so honored to have her be able to wear our title, our crown, and to do good work in the community that really matters.
So within the American Miss, in the in-between, the pageants, how much is it a fluctuating amount of time commitments for the different folks who are involved in winning different titles? Do some people put in a lot more time? Some people put in a little less? Or how does that all work?
Yeah, it's nothing mandated for sure.
Yeah, right.
We can't mandate anything, but certainly we had a woman 2 years ago from New York who applied, was accepted for New York. She was Long Island, and she immediately hit the ground running and was doing great things on TV. She was everywhere with her state title. Last year, we had a woman from South Carolina who did the same thing. She got her state title. And a funny story here, her husband called me one time. I was in the bookstore, and he's like, "Hi, is this the American Miss Pageant?" I'm like, "Yes, it is." Well, I sat on my wife's crown and I broke it. Do you think I could get another crown? I'm like, "Oh my, no worries. We'll mail you a new crown tomorrow." But she is a woman who also went out in her community and did so much good and ended up with a gold medal, Presidential Volunteer Service Award gold medal, because of all of the volunteer work she had done. It's our way of saying thank you for using that crown for a great purpose. So, you know, no, there's no mandate. It doesn't impact their scoring. They're scored when they arrive. Women are judged in interview, onstage introduction, fashion runway, which is always one of the funnest part. It's really a runway competition, and then evening gown. And that's what they're judged upon. But certainly everything they bring to the table is on their application for judges to read, and they have great conversation with judges, which essentially gives them a phenomenal interview. Yeah.
And it's great life skills too for whatever other things as well.
Exactly.
Do you find that this is something you want to do for more years than?
I'm not sure. I'm kind of just along for the ride.
See how it goes. Right.
Well,
exactly.
Kayla, you do have the 50 and over, so you're in for a while.
Yeah, I could be here for a while. Yeah. I'm not married, so there's that division.
Well,
Not yet.
not yet.
Not yet married.
Eligible bachelors out there. Well, I think as long as you're having fun with it, and it sounds a lot like that. It sounds like it, and it's giving something back. It's kind of a lot of things all wrapped into one. Yeah, it's very exciting.
And that's why I have enjoyed coming back and getting involved with the sisterhood and helping out other sisters that are wanting to do what they want and really following their dreams. So it's been a phenomenal experience so far.
Well, thank you so much for being here. And I know, Brenda, there is somebody else too coming right up with us. So that's the tease for us. Thanks again. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. We'll be right back right after this. Thanks. Hey, everybody. We're back here with Brenda again. I want to thank you so much for giving us this much amount of time. Yeah, we're having a fun time.
For having us.
Sure, no problem. But right now we're here with Lila, and Lila is it a national queen? Is this your title?
Yes, I'm your American Miss National Junior Teen 2025.
Excellent. So now, Lila, is this your first year affiliated with the pageant?
So I've been doing pageantry since I was 4 years old, but I've been doing AMP the first year.
First year we ever did.
First year, yes.
Okay.
And I had won the preteen title, and I came back every year, and I finally won the junior teen title, and I couldn't be any more excited.
Yes, excellent. So you'd already been the preteen, and now you've won the junior teen?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So every girl can actually compete until they win the title. And then once they win the
Oh,
title, they
okay.
can't compete for that same title again
Yes.
until they go into another division.
Right, right.
And that's what
You don't want to
Lila
have
did.
anybody that kind of, dominates or monopolizes the title. You have different people. So did you win and then you had to wait a little bit of time before the next?
Yes. So the first year I had won, I had all year to show off my crown and sash.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I came back, I gave away my title, and I competed again for the preteen title. I had got the first runner-up, which is American Miss Royalty.
Okay.
And then I came back last year
Last year.
and won the American Miss National Junior Teen.
Interesting. Okay. And so will you be competing this summer again, or are you already further through for this year?
I will be giving up my title. I will be
Okay.
at the AMP National Pageant.
National.
Crowning her success.
Yes.
Crown and successor. Okay,
Correct.
makes sense, makes sense.
Yeah.
So are you excited about, so you'll be fulfilling all of the duties of the Queen from between now and August?
Yes, I'm very excited. I know
Okay.
we have some special things coming up, and I'm so excited for
Yeah,
those.
what kind of things are you guys doing now?
I know we have some parades coming up, which I'm excited
that's
for.
fun, yeah.
I'm also doing Christmas in July for my personal platform called Blood Brothers.
Okay.
I was able to get over like 100 Christmas trees donated to me, fake ones, and I'm going to be doing a raffle and what's it called? Sorry, I'm trying to think of the name. I'm going to be doing raffles. And then, all of my proceeds that I get from my Christmas trees will be going to my personal platform.
Talk a little bit about that personal platform, because this is a personal platform and something that you work towards that really impacts her family.
Okay.
So my personal platform is called Blood Brothers. It's where I raise money and awareness for the New England Hemophilia Association.
Oh.
So hemophilia is a disorder where your blood doesn't clot, and it's very life-threatening. And I have 2 brothers and my grandfather who struggle with this. So I've been able to raise over $1,000, and hopefully in July I'll have more that I give to this association. And it helps fund medication for hemophilia because it's very expensive. And then it also funds a summer camp for them.
What's next for you? You're going into high school soon?
Yes, I'll be a freshman in September.
Okay.
I'm homeschooled, so that is very interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, I'm excited.
So we also do a lot. We're right now in planning some events with our Maine Mariners.
Okay.
Where we're going to go out and assist them at school vacation when all the school children come in. We're going to be helping them. We're also helping them with a blunt drive. And we are in the process communicating with them to have a Shriners Day. So we're going to be drawing one of the players' shirts that's autographed. American Miss Pageant will be donating that. We're going to do some t-shirt throws, and we're also going to be asking people to collect can tabs that day.
Okay.
Last trip down to Shriners in Boston, we took down a carload, an SUV full of can tabs. So we're hoping to beat that, and we can have 2 carloads full this year. And the Maine Mariners have just welcomed us and are going to be part of this new
Excellent.
venture we're going to do. And Lila will be there helping us collect tabs.
Awesome.
So
Are
I'm
you
very
excited
excited.
about that?
I'm very
It'll be a lot of fun.
excited.
Exactly. Well, I want to thank you so much, Lila.
Thank
and
you.
I wish you a great time this year. I know you won't be competing, but you'll be there to have fun.
Yes.
And then possibly when you can get to the next, what's the next level that you might be able to compete in for age group?
I can do junior teen again, right?
No, teen.
Teen. I can do teen again
Teen again,
15 to
16 to
19.
19.
in a couple
Correct.
years.
So this isn't the last we see of Lila possibly as the queen. It could be a repeat somewhere.
Well,
That-
we hope she comes back.
Yeah,
She's a
exactly. Right.
phenomenal
We hope
queen.
so. Yes.
Yes.
Well, thank you again, Lila.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
Brenda.
much.
We've got one more or 2 more people up, I think,
I
from
think
the.
we do.
Yeah, excellent. So we'll be right back with a few more of the folks involved in the AMP. Thanks again. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody, we're back here again with Brenda, and we're here with Ruthie.
Yes.
And Ruthie, you are the AMP Miss Teen, correct?
Yes, the
Yeah.
national team.
National
Yes.
Teen, okay. And so tell us a little bit more about being the National Teen, or was this something you were awarded last August? Or you,
No, this past August.
this past August,
Yes.
yeah, okay.
Or no, not August. It was November.
We
November.
actually used to run the pageant in November.
Okay,
Yes.
And
yep.
this is the first year we're going away from Thanksgiving weekend where
Yeah.
it was very difficult to get judges.
Yep, yep.
And we said, let's go to August, right before school starts.
Mm-hmm.
And when the state of Maine is, lobster is out and everybody can
Yes.
enjoy the beach.
Makes sense. So, but your reign is going to be a little shorter this year.
Yes.
But that's okay.
That's okay because I plan on doing the Miss Maine's teen pageant where we're partnering with AMP. So I'm very excited to hopefully win
The
that.
Miss Maine Teen
Yes.
Pageant? Okay,
So-
excellent.
Hopefully continue another reign that
Yeah.
also connects with the American Miss Pageant.
So, are you from Maine?
Yes, I am. I'm from Phillips, Maine. It's by Rangeley.
Okay.
Yes.
So do you like that area? Is that near the skiing area?
I do. I'm a very big skier, so
Big
I'm in the
skier,
middle
yeah.
of Saddleback and Sugarloaf, so
Yeah.
I get everything in the valley of all the snow.
Right,
So I
right.
get hit hard with winter.
You find
yeah.
that you like the winter here in Maine
I
outdoors?
do,
Yeah.
but I'm planning on branching out a little bit more down in southern Maine for college coming up soon.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay. So had you done pageants before the AMP, or is this the first time that you were involved in it?
Yes, I've been doing pageant for about 8 years now. I got first runner-up at Miss Maine's teen last year.
Miss Maine's Teen
Yes,
last
Miss Maine's
year.
Teen.
Okay.
For the USA system.
Yeah.
And I did pageants with Brenda's granddaughter for multiple years. So I've been everywhere. I've been to nationals in Florida, and so I've been doing this for a while now.
So tell the audience a little bit about kind of like what the responsibilities are, or what you're going to be doing kind of to fill out the time between now and when you abdicate your title to the next person.
So for the time being, I want to continue to promote my platform and advocating for childhood abuse and being that voice for the voiceless. That's something I'm very passionate about, and that's what I'm going to be doing to fill in my time while I'm preparing for another pageant.
And also studying.
Yes,
'cause
and
I-
studying
yeah,
for senior year.
senior year.
Yes, excited.
At the, I was going to say Phillips Academy, but I don't believe it's Phillips Academy.
No, I go to Mount Abram Regional High School in
Okay,
Salem. So
yeah.
we have 4 different schools that go to one town,
So-
one high school.
I was told that you're doing really well in school and
Yes.
looking at a lot of different options for college.
Yes, I plan on committing to St. Joseph's College here in Standish, Maine,
Yeah.
where I want to major in marketing and minor in business. I'm also the president of National Honor Society at my school.
So you get good grades,
Yes.
it sounds like.
I
all right.
do.
Excellent, excellent.
Intelligent, ambitious, and
kindness.
kind.
Exactly. Do good balance of everything.
Good balance,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, that's excellent. So what else is coming up for you that you're excited about?
I'm excited for my sports. I'm
Yeah.
a very big athlete. Track season's coming up soon.
Yeah.
I'm also constantly doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and
Okay.
any other sports that I've done my whole life. And pretty much that's it, what I'm looking forward to next.
Yeah.
Yes.
What type of are you a long distance runner or shorter?
I'm a short distance and a
Yeah.
jumper.
And doing
Yes.
the jumping too.
Jumping's my favorite.
Like the hurdles kind of thing?
No, long jump and high jump.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So very Olympic style.
I was a
stuff.
gymnast for 10 years, so jumping is and sprinting is what I do.
Did
and
they ever try to
flying.
get you to do a pole vault?
We
or
don't
something?
have pole vault
Yeah, that's-
at Mount Abram.
My guess is I feel like they somehow realize that's pretty dangerous. When
It
that-
is dangerous.
get up on
It's
that
kind of
pole.
scary.
Yeah, it does seem like
Yes.
it was something that I saw a lot when I was younger,
Yeah.
like at Colby College, and that. But yeah, you have to if you don't get that pole right where it needs to be.
Yes.
How's the longest that you've jumped? Has it been?
I hold the school record for
Really?
at Mount Abram,
Okay,
and
yeah.
I got 4th at States.
Yeah.
And I jumped 14 feet, 8.5 inches.
Wow.
And I plan on jumping 15 at my first meet this year.
And you do the high jump also?
I do. My personal record is 4 feet 6 inches. This is my first year doing it last year because my sister was great and she was the only person that did it. So they're like, okay, you try. And I'm a lot shorter than her.
Okay.
But I tried and I went to States for it as well.
The height matters a little bit on some of those
Yes,
things.
they do. But
And do you do the jumping where you have to kind of go backwards around to get
Yes.
around it? Yeah.
I defy my height.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I've seen it in basketball too. Sometimes it's these guys that aren't that tall, they can
Yeah.
dunk and things like that. So that's very exciting.
Yes.
Well, I'm so happy that you came down here.
Thank you.
Yeah, and was there any other interesting things you wanted to talk about with regards to
Well, specifically Ruthie, I can
Yes,
just say that
specifically.
when Ruthie showed up for the pageant this year, I was thrilled to see her name come through because, as she said, she competed with my granddaughter in
Right.
another system. So we had seen her on stage, and I always admired her grace, her elegance. She was always a lady and represented young women so well. So when her name came across with her application, first of all, her application was most impressive.
Yeah.
And I knew that she really represented what this organization stood for. Um, but, you know, Ruthie showed up to the organization not only ready to go and compete, but a sign of that kindness is she also showed up with about 300 stuffed animals to
Wow.
give to all the delegates
Okay.
throughout the weekend. And I will tell you, they all appreciated it immensely.
Immensely.
These stuffed animals is for my Wonder Kids project because I work with a psychologist with young children who have childhood trauma, and we create a day where they can forget about everything and we go and dress up like fairies and stuff. And I decided donating stuffed animals so they can go home and have something to sleep with and keep the reminder of happiness.
I
And
thought maybe
that
you'd
they're
had
safe.
I
Yeah.
thought maybe you had a great day at the carnival or something,
No,
right?
it's just
You
something
one
that
up the thing over and over again.
makes
yeah.
them feel safe and
Yeah.
protected.
That's great. That's great. And it's seems like a good cause. And it's is that something that you've felt near and dear for a while?
Yeah, so I grew up in an untraditional household where I was adopted by my single grandmother. So I always had my stuffed animal next to me, and I knew that when I went to bed and I prayed every night that hoping the next morning would be better. And I would always talk to my stuffed animal. So
She
Can't
is
get better
going
than
to be
that, yeah.
competing for Miss Maine, America's teen pageant title.
Okay.
That's coming up in April.
Yep.
And we always have said, in the director of that program, Lindsay Gervais, is a phenomenal woman. She has a PhD, she's a very smart woman. And we spoke and we said, how can we collaborate together to have these shining stars, give them the ability to get on the Miss America stage? That is truly where we want them to be. And how can the American Miss Pageant just offer them the help, the guidance, the training, that they need to be competitive there. Oftentimes, we get young women that compete on the Miss America stage that are phenomenal. The only thing we lack is experience. And so, what we're trying to do, Lindsay and I, are trying to say, hey, let's come together, not to see pageants as a competition, but let's support one another and support Ruthie so that we can give her that extra edge that she needs to compete against the Southern girls who do pageants all the time. And what I've always been a very firm believer of, and you can tell by this interview alone and all of the other women who have been here today, is Maine women have a lot of substance. And that's where we can be competitive. So let's work together, all these programs, and support these young women so that when they get on that national stage, they have the experience that they need to really get on top and walk away with a national crown.
Sounds excellent. Sounds like she's a great person to have on your side.
yeah, I really look up to
Yeah,
Brenda.
exactly. And right, yeah, and because you're, stepping to each level, would you be adverse to the full type of thing, like the Miss America or Miss Universe or those
Yes.
types of,
I'm turning 19 this year, so this is my last year as a teen for the Miss America
Yep.
system.
Okay.
So I would be moving on to do Miss America
Miss
as
America, yeah.
yes.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, that's kind of the gold standard where you want to be at the
Yes.
end of all of it. And so but you're also going to college, so you
Yes.
kind of juggle a few of the things.
Yes, I definitely am good with time management,
Yeah,
but
right.
this has
Yes,
grown.
you are.
But doing these pageants have definitely shaped me into the woman that I am today.
Yeah.
So I hope to continue in it.
Yeah, it's kind of like the same thing that I had said to an earlier contestant or delegate, was that it's great, especially for a younger person, because some people can procrastinate.
Yes.
You wait, but this gives you a goal and there's structure to get to it, and you have great mentors and things
Yes.
of that nature that are there for you. I mean, this is probably very rewarding to you as well, Brenda, to
Oh my
you
gosh.
be able to see people, young women to be able to build to the next level.
When my mom passed away, we had the crown redesigned for her. And so I called the crown company and I said, So this is my mom. I would go visit her in a nursing home right before she passed, and she would be sitting there, totally made up with her makeup, her big earrings, her big bling necklace, and a sequin shirt on,
Sequin, yeah.
and then she'd be sitting in her wheelchair, all made up and dolled up.
Yeah.
And it was then that it's like, you know, she was grace. She had that grace. She had that style. So I described my mom to the crown company, and they said, "We've got it."
We got
And
it.
they came up with this beautiful design. And when
That
we
is-
saw it,
yeah.
it's sophisticated, it's modern, and it has all the bling that my mom would love.
Yeah.
So all the time when I meet someone like like Ruthie, and here we are getting her ready to go to another level. And that's one thing that we always believed in is American Miss will never have a contract where we don't allow women to compete in any other pageant.
Yeah.
We want to be there to support them.
Yeah.
We're not going to take away their crown if Ruthie wants to compete in Miss Maine. We want to make sure that we help them and
Yeah.
help them be successful. So, all of that. And, this is just a great example of what pageantry really can do. Look at Ruthie. I
Yeah.
know she is going to do phenomenal at the state pageant. And if she gets to nationals, we're going to be there rooting her on.
Yeah, you guys, it sounds very much, again, like we talked about before, more team spirit, not the same kind of, it's a competition, but it's, people helping people because there's a greater cause than just, wearing a tiara, for example, or things like that. That's all great, but everybody's got a charity. Everybody has something
right.
that they're doing to better the world. So
They have
yeah.
substance.
Substance.
And we as an organization too, I work very closely with my daughter, Emily, who was a pageant girl herself. I have one daughter. I adore her. And when I left there and made a promise to my mom, we'd carry this pageant on, I called her and said, Emily, I just told Mame, she was
Yeah.
French Canadian, we're going to do her pageant. And then I said, could you put Maddie on the phone, who is my granddaughter? And I said, Maddie, you're on our team. And we just signed up my sister Sharon, who is a former Miss Maine, to be officially on the staff this year. And she's going to be focusing in on judging and working with our judges. Because as hard as we work, it's important for us that we have people there that understand what it is and what it means to represent American Miss and the foundation of our organization. So we're honored to have Sharon come on board. She's a guidance counselor at Bangor High School and a former pageant queen. I think she's going to add a great sparkle to our staff crown.
Excellent. Well, if you have a few more minutes, we'll talk to you just right after the break. But I want to thank you so much.
Thank you.
And it sounds like you have a jam-packed amount of things going on. So good luck
Yes.
with the
Thank you.
athletics. It sounds like you picked your college already. So
I think I did.
you think you
Hopefully.
did. So good luck with St. Joseph's. It's going to be an
Thank you.
excellent time there. I know it's heard great things about it. And good luck with the Miss Teen coming
Thank
up as
you.
well. Thank you so much. And we'll come back. We'll learn a little bit more about how, if you're interested in this, you can get in touch with you guys, contact you, all that. Will you be able to stick around for a little bit more?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Thank you again. I
Thank you.
appreciate it. We'll be right back. Thanks.
Noise is everywhere. Excessive noise is harmful, linked to sleep deprivation, hearing loss, and heart disease. Should noise be the price we pay for progress? Actually, no. Many noise sources have quieter options. Talk to store and building managers about safe sound levels. Work with elected officials and the police to strengthen noise enforcement. Join Noise Free America, a coalition to promote quiet.
Hey everybody, we're back again. We're closing it out here with Brenda from the AMP, the American Miss Pageant. We've had some great delegates on. We had a great time learning a lot more about the pageant. But I just wanted to kind of finish up the show with number one, like how can people get in touch with you guys to find out more about if they would like to participate, because it's very inclusive. It's not as though, you're going to not get back to people.
No.
You're very good about that. So how do people, is there the website or the social media? Can you tell us more about that?
Sure. Our social media, we have Christina, who is managing our social media accounts right now, which she's doing a fabulous job. She's captured wonderful photos. We also have a website, ampmiss.com, that really has a wealth of information, not only about our system, but why pageants are so important and can be so beneficial for a young woman at any age, and really to teach them those life skills. So we really, encourage people to do that. And one thing that we do that's different from any other system ever that I know of is we give a lot of things for free.
Okay.
Because pageantry can be very expensive. And what I found was sometimes it could be so expensive that it was unaffordable, unattainable for most young women. And so when we said it, we're like, well, one, we're carrying on my mother's legacy. Her name was Teresa Pelletier. Anybody who, from the state of Maine, who has ever been involved in pageantry knows who she is.
Know who she is.
Second of all, we also have our pageant live streamed. We record it and it's on our website. So if they go on our website and just take a look, you can see 2025 National Pageant. You can watch the whole thing there. We have 2 divisions. We have a junior teen division, which is for our mini delegates. Now, our mini girls are 2 to 4.
Okay. Yeah.
And they only compete in 2 categories, but they're fabulous.
Yeah.
Then we have our young miss division, which is 5 to 8.
Okay.
Our preteen division, which is 9 to 12. Junior teen is 13 to 15. That's our junior division. So we have 2 shows. So they're the first pageant of the day on Sunday, the last day. And then in the afternoon, we have our teen and up. So our teen division is 16 to 19. Our miss division is 20 to 25. Our Miss division is a category that's very popular because it's open to women who are maybe divorced or they're older than 26 and over. They have children. They would fall into that category. So they're 26 and over. Our Mrs. division, you have to be married, 18 and over.
Okay.
And then 3 years ago, we started the Elegant Miss. And that is for women who are 50 and over.
Okay.
And I will tell you, women of that age have a lot to say. They have a lot of wisdom to share. They have a lot to offer all of the delegates, but they also have something that they're doing just for themselves.
Okay.
As a woman who's 50 plus, I work all day. I have a full-time job. I have a wonderful husband who's very supportive. I have 3 children who are grown and 6 grandchildren. I also am a Rotarian, so I give back a lot to the community. And this passion of mine is carrying on my mom's legacy. So there's a lot there.
Yeah.
But, doing something just for yourself, it can be such a great experience for you personally as a woman. And I competed in my very first pageant with my granddaughter in Connecticut. And my daughter was taking care of both of us, her hair, makeup, changing and everything. And after it was done, I just said, I get it. This was so much fun.
Yeah.
And if people just go, try to be one thing, try to improve on your speaking skills, your posture, your confidence, that goes so far in life.
Yeah.
So,
I think those are definitely things that people will literally spend a lot of money to go to school for these things. To the posture, something that I always work on, and we all slouch too much. Public speaking, people go to these different public speaking classes. Being in front of a lot of people is the biggest fear that most people have out of everything. They've said it, people fear it more than death, more than all these other things, because the fear of being, that can be so nerve-wracking. So to teach those skills to a lot of different women of all ages, that's an incredible thing. And you found a family out of this. And you keep in touch a lot of times with everybody, and you have a wide circle by now, I'm sure.
Oh, we do. We have women from all over the country that are now part of our American Miss Pageant system.
Yeah.
But there's one point that my granddaughter had said to me. Maddie told me one day, she's like, Mame, a lot of my friends don't know how to speak to an adult.
Yeah.
They're growing up with technology. They're growing up in an age of social media that can really hurt a young woman, their self-esteem.
Yeah.
And what I always try to teach people is it's part of our world and it can be good. Just do not let it define you.
Yes.
Do not let it define you. And when you surround yourself with other women who are saying the same thing and in a safe environment where they can go,
Right.
have fun, it's okay to be a lady. It's okay to dress up. And we don't encourage anyone like those pageant myths to wear 10-inch heels. And we encourage people to come out, choose your outfits that flatter you, be the best version of you. There's so much to gain for that experience.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I think it's in this day and age, and it's like you're saying, it's difficult because being in a safe environment, an environment where you can become more social and open more to the world, but not in a way that's too stressful for a lot of younger people nowadays. And I think that we all know, as being older, that there was a lot more personal interaction in the world than there is now, and that can lead to a lot more shyness or just a less defined amount of really having to always deal with people all the time. There's ways to escape that there wasn't as much before in a big way. So it's good to have that. And I've found that all the folks that I've talked to, they've definitely had a lot of balance. I mean, it's a thing that I would recommend from just this hour that we've been talking, that could be something for a lot of women to look into, not only for the competition, not only for, certain other things and esteem and all that, but also just to be a part of something. And if you already have a kind of a charity or a thing that you're involved in, this seems like it's a great way to be involved in something bigger where you can have other people to help you with it, or just all of those kind of structure that comes with it.
Yeah, and it kind of puts everything into perspective.
Yeah.
But how rewarding for a young woman. Now our minis do not go into interview. What we do with our minis is they will go in with their moms and they meet the judges, and then each of the judges gives them a gift. So that it's very, when they get on stage, they see the judge, they'll feel much more comfortable in front of that judge. They don't have to be intimidated. It shouldn't be intimidating, for anybody.
Right.
We crown every mini girl.
Right.
So everyone goes home with a crown and banner, and every girl in the Young Miss division all go home with a crown and banner. And that's important because oftentimes, my daughter would call me once in a while and say, "Mom, you wouldn't believe the day I'm having." And then I'd listen to her, and then I'd say, "All right, my love, straighten that invisible crown. Let's carry on."
Right, exactly.
So that kind of resonates. It's just like, I want every woman to know what that feels like. It is so empowering when it's used and the energy is put towards in the right way.
In the right way. Well, this sounds like a great time. I will try to be there this summer because it sounds great. I want to thank you so much for your time, Brenda. I look forward to checking out more about it. And I'm so thankful again to speak with you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, it's been a great show. We'll see you next week. Thanks again. Take care.